Now, the real question is, will they show the Instagram comments on our comment section on the side here? Or will we have to
They
open Instagram?
should. Now the Instagram one is live.
Your ring light, by the way. There you go. Are we chilling? We're good?
We're chilling now. We're chilling now.
Okay.
All right. You ready to go?
I'm always ready, baby. I'm always ready.
All right. For those who are in early, we are live streaming on both platforms, YouTube and Instagram.
At the
We're just
same
gonna do the
time.
normal show. Wait, why did my ring light go off? That's so weird. I didn't see that. Oh, are we not getting the comments from the other account? That sucks. Okay, Jackson's just gonna have to monitor it from Instagram because people are on the Instagram separately.
I can open it up. I'm going to put it over here. Just turn the volume off, probably.
Yeah. All right, bet. Let's beat down the Colts. All right. Oh, you ready, Garrett? 3. Oh, are you still doing something?
Oh, yeah. I'm just setting up the comments just so I can see it.
All right, we're gonna do it like a normal show. Like this is
Oh, yeah,
is
we're
what
Gucci.
we do
We're good
every
to go.
week, guys. This is what we do every week. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, we're 500 again. That really happened faster than I thought. You know, back-to-back losses. There was a bye week in between. Usually that helps us improve our record. We usually win off of the bye week, especially when we play the Broncos. But I guess they have some momentum after they beat Carson Wentz and company last year, Garrett, because the Broncos beat us, and they beat us pretty handedly. The Bills beat us last week. The Bills have lost to the Dolphins and Texans since beating us, and we're 500 again. Is it time to press the panic button? Is it time to freak out? Is it time to go for Veach's head, Andy Reid's head, like everybody wants to do? Or are we fine, and we just got to keep doing what we got to do? I mean, we're not getting the AFC West title. We're definitely not getting the 1 seed. Are we getting the playoffs?
You know, we talked about this last week, too. And you asked me the same question. It's like, is it time to really press the panic button? And I said no. Then I, molder it over, watch the game on Sunday, and we obviously lost to the Broncos. And I think a lot of people are going back and forth on whether, was it a deserved loss? Did they beat us, or did we lose to ourselves? And when you break it down, they beat us by a single touchdown and 5 field goals, and we just couldn't keep up with the pressure. And Denver really brought it. Had a good game plan defensively. There was just really nothing we could have done to stop what they were trying to do. Especially later in the game. Early on, we were getting some really good stops. Mahomes just had a lot of really bad missed throws, which is uncharacteristic this late in the season.
But this season has been the story of late throws missed, and a little bit of last season too. Like Worthy always wide open. I think back to that Falcons game when Worthy was wide open last season and just Mahomes missed him a couple times. That was the story today. We finally used Tyquan Thornton. We were like, okay, we can't get anything working. Let's just put Tyquan back in the game and see if he has something. And he does. He does. The two of them, I think Mahomes has Tyquan's timing down to a T. He's hitting him in the hands every time they go deep. So if that's the case, let Tyquan play more. He's a former second-round pick. Like, he is a talented player. I don't think he should be riding the bench over guys like Hollywood Brown, like, who has been struggling a little bit lately. And, like, Xavier Worthy is injured. He's really hurt. Like, people calling him a bust, too, already and overreacting about that. He's playing with a literal cracked shoulder and a bum ankle. Like, you try go playing that. I honestly thought, and I said this way earlier, that we should have, like, IR'd him, and we should have told him, get surgery, fix yourself. Like, we shouldn't have rushed him back. But the reality is he is back, and he is playing, so I don't know. I think Tyquan should have more snaps.
It's unfortunate too, because I feel like a lot of his game comes from that down the field stuff, and that's really where Mahomes has been struggling the most this season, and honestly over the past couple seasons as well, right? So it's like we haven't really seen Mahomes make a deep shot and hit his guy in stride to just complete the deep shot, right?
That's
It's
true.
either
The Hollywood one, he had to come back for it, and that cost us the game.
and they've always had to come back for it, right? It's like it's always been either underthrown, they have to come back to it, moss the guy, which is what Tyquan's been doing most of the year, or it's completely overthrown and there's no chance for them to catch the ball at all. Like even if we sold out and dove for it, I just feel like I understand we have a lot of things going on right now in the organization, and there can be a lot of blame everywhere. I'm just tired of making excuses for the guy that is helming our team, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Right?
Damn.
When I watched the game, and I've watched every single game he's ever played, right? I know the box score doesn't show it. Me personally, I think that's the worst game he's played as a starter. And that's counting the times where he's had no touchdowns, had no picks. And it's like just the way he was making throws and making decisions throughout the game, including missing a lot of important deep throws, rushing throws, making decisions, especially on like a 3rd and short in the middle of the field where we have guys, in just wide open positions in the middle of the field. He's just chucking the ball downfield, just hoping to make something happen. And a lot of people, in the past, right, had been blaming his offensive line play. The guy had 4 to 5 seconds to throw multiple times throughout the night, unpressured, and he was still missing throws. So
and that's one of the highlights. I think the offensive line played well.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, sure, Jawan Taylor did not have a good night. He had a lot of penalties, good holds, and it's like we can blame some stuff on him as well, especially with him lining up offsides. A lot of like the pre-snap stuff is really obnoxious, and that's just the stuff that we haven't seen from him in the past couple of weeks. But when you have the time, there's no penalties, you're unpressured, you have to make the throw if you're at the, pristine that Mahomes is. And he's just not making them right now.
And I think, honestly, to your point, the final 2 drives, 4th quarter, Patrick Mahomes has the ball with a chance to, first off, win the game. And second off, like, just put it away. He goes 3 and out both times. Both drives, they go 3 and out. And that's just unheard of. Like, that's just not what he's about. I think, sure, you could blame the play calling is honestly what I would go with if I was to give any other blame besides Mahomes. That play calling was really weird. I mean, you saw that set where we had 3 tight ends out there and we had Rashee Rice in the backfield. Like, that was kind of weird. And honestly, Noah Gray was open on that play. That was the first read, and he just didn't throw it to him. Like, he got scared, and then it didn't work out. But weird play calling across the board. We've been toting it all season too. A lot of that just goes down to the Bills and Broncos said, we're just going to play pass defense because we don't respect the run from the Chiefs. Not that they can't do it, just knowing that they won't call it. Because Kareem Hunt right now is currently leading the league in EPA when he has the ball, when he rushes the ball, over Jonathan Taylor, which is insane. But we don't run the ball. I don't think Kareem Hunt has had 15 carries this year, Garrett. Remember last year when we would give him the ball like 25 times and just abuse him? and
it's unfortunate because I feel like the positioning that he gives us on the field is really important. And I feel like we could continue a lot of these drives if we really commit to these run games, especially running behind, guys like Humphrey and Smith. And it's like we get a couple good runs and then we decide, hey, that's enough. And it's not. Like, the teams have been sitting, waiting for us to just drop back and getting these 4, 5, 6 play sessions in a row where we're just going to pass the ball continuously. It's the same thing that happened against the Bills, right? It's like
we had a really good run the whole game.
They had a really good run. We had a really good run game in the first half. And what did we come out in the first series of the half? 3 straight passes for a 3 and out. It's like,
and that was the drive you needed to score. That's the drive out of half that you needed to score.
Those are the moments, right, that win and lose us games. You know what the only stat between all 5 losses that we have is consistent?
What?
We did not score in the first drive of the game or the first drive out of half in all 5 of those games.
Damn, like not even a field goal?
All 5. No field goal.
Like not even a field goal?
Nope.
Wow.
We didn't score to open the game. Didn't score to open half. All 5.
And so in those scripted moments when you need to make a play, it just wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. And wow. Hey, good point. I mean, seriously, it is all fixable issues. I saw on the Kelsey Brothers podcast, they said they think this current Chiefs team would beat the brakes off of the old Chiefs team of last year, 2024. And I completely agree. That's the funny part about all this, Garrett. It's like I've been saying it all year. This team is awesome. This team on paper is a great team. It's an amazing team. It's like why I think we're still going to be fine. And if we make the playoffs, which I bet we will, we're going to go far because this team is really good on paper and better than last year. But the difference from last year to this year is we won those 1-score games. We've lost every single 1-score game this year, and we won all of them last year, except for, well, actually, yeah, we won them all last year because the Super Bowl that we got blown out in was not a 1-score game at all. So
Our
That's the
five
biggest
losses,
difference.
our 5 losses this year are by a combined 22 points. So it's like we just have to get back into this groove of we need to be controlling the situation coming out of half, putting together good drives, and letting the pressure get off of Mahomes. I feel like Andy Reid talked about it in the press conference where he's calling the runs, they're getting changed. Mahomes disagreed, which I think when it comes down to that kind of situation, I think Andy Reid is calling RPOs, and Mahomes is just consistently throwing on RPOs. Like, yeah, he made a good point. Are we getting 6 to 7 yards on these RPOs? Yes, but they will be more consistent if we run the ball. Like I saw in the game, we've done this a couple times throughout the season where we run a lot of like QB read, right? Where it's like Mahomes is eyeing the defender that we're leaving as the read key off the edge, whether or not he's going to pull the ball or not. We have ran that play maybe 11 or 12 times. He has given the ball every single time. So it's just stuff like that, those little minuscule things where it's like we're not keeping the defense honest because we're not giving the other option to the play, right? Mahomes isn't pulling the ball, so they don't have to respect him pulling the ball. So they can just all Kareem on, Kareem, right? Kareem on Kareem. It's the
That's
same thing with
crazy.
RPOs. If we run a bunch of RPOs, that's great, but if we never hand the ball off, it doesn't matter. It's just pass play.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, and part of that falls on the quarterback, but part of it falls on too, like, what is the defense coming out in? And I know Andy Reid in that same presser said maybe I should call more designed runs, and that would
I
probably
agree. Stop
solve
giving
the problem.
Mahomes the option to throw the ball, and maybe we would get him more handoffs. Also, we should be running the ball under center way more.
Oh, give him
just
that
should.
stat, Garrett. Give him that stat we talked about pregame.
So this is a small preview, and then when we're going to talk about the Colts game because we're still talking about Buffalo, but
and Denver.
the Colts are the number one team when playing under center. That involves runs, right? So you'd think, who's number two? It's us, the Chiefs. We're number two in terms of offensive, I think, EPA when under center when it comes to runs. The contrary to that is that we are the fourth lowest running average when under center. We have run the fourth lowest plays
Under center.
from
Yeah.
under center. So it's like we could be successful and significantly better under center, but we're just not scheming for it for whatever reason, right? So I just also think that Andy is kind of like stuck in this early 2000s, late 90s kind of run set where it's just a lot of delay handoffs where we're giving our running backs time to read the field, where that's not our offensive line right now. Our offensive line is you hand the ball off to Kareem, he hits the gap that Creed and Trey Smith hit right now, and we get yardage.
Yeah.
We need to stop letting our running backs, who aren't really good at it, just sit in the backfield for that half second and read the line because they're not reading it.
No, you're right. And I mean, that's maybe Kareem Hunt doesn't have that burst he used to have to be able to do it. It's just the longer we wait for the defensive line to crash down on us, the less and less yards it's going to be. So you're right. Run it under center. Just plow your head down, get some yards. Old school football. And it's just weird to me because they did that so much last year. Like, that's why Kareem Hunt was like fantasy viable. I remember the games when it was like 25 carries and only 70 rushing yards. Like, that's unheard of. Like that
But it was
Andy
consistent.
Yeah, but the fact that he didn't go away from the run is crazy. And now maybe it's because, we have all these shiny new toys. It's like, we have Hollywood, Worthy, and Rice all healthy again. And we have Tyquan Thornton, who's amazing. And Juju Smith-Schuster's getting tons of snaps out there. And he did step up when Rice was down. But now Juju's kind of been quiet. But it's like we have all these receiving threats. And Kelsey's having a better year this year than last year. And it's like, okay, cool. But like, we can't win. All that flashy offense for what? To not win the game? I'll give him this, Garrett. The defense is worse this year than last year. I'll give him that, but that shouldn't excuse the fact that the offense.
Yeah,
has
in
just
terms of
stalled
number,
out.
I think the numbers are really not telling of what the defense actually puts on the field when we play. I know the numbers look great, but there's especially early on in the game, we are really good at getting stops early. But later on in the game, as we're making adjustments, as the team is seeing what we're trying to do, we are really bad at coming back into games with fire. Right? Like early on against Denver, we were getting tons of stops early, not letting them get any inch on us. And then later on throughout the game, we just had no answer for what they were doing. So I just think that when it comes down to where our biggest problems are right now, it's not that we don't have the guys that could do it, right? I just feel like a couple plays here and there throughout each game, mainly tipped interception at the goal line. Mahomes throws a different interception at the goal line, and it's like we would be 7-3, not 5-5.
No, absolutely. Like the Andrew Makubo one against the Eagles was bad. And those are just plays that you can't really avoid. Like I don't think it was Kelsey's fault. Well, kind of. I mean, he could have caught it, but like those things happen. Those things happen. You got to overcome those. But Garrett, I mean, personnel wise, we've seen our defense change so drastically throughout the season, specifically in the DB room. I mean, you have Jaden Hicks, who started the season, as a regular starter. He'd been playing a lot, has gotten like no snaps in the last couple games. And then you have Noel Williams, who amazing corner. He's a rookie out of Cal. I loved his stuff at Cal because he had 7 interceptions, led all of college football, was immediately really great when Christian Fulton was injured, to the point where he got Christian Fulton to be a healthy scratch in a bunch of games, plays a season high against the Bills in snaps, and then we just say, no, you're not playing against the Broncos. Like, why? And then Christian Fulton came in, and Christian Fulton was one of our lowest graded players according to PFF, a program that we don't put too much stock in, but I will point out that he was one of our lowest players on PFF. And
it's like I understand Spags runs a defense that is next level mega giga brain, right? Like you need to have just so many different variables when you're playing against Spags because he can throw literally anything at you, such as Karlaftis dropping into coverage for whatever reason. We're not going to talk about that during Denver because I almost broke a television watching Karlaftis cover, I think it was Cortland Sutton on an out route. We're not going to talk about that. But when it comes to Spags, I understand he needs to have a lot of trust in the guys he puts on the field. And maybe we're just not seeing what's going on in the background with Noel Williams, but the product he's put on the field when he's out there is phenomenal. Why is he not getting snaps over a guy like Christian Fulton, who's been a healthy scratch all year? We put him in for 9 snaps, and he's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully they learn their lesson with that. But I think, part of the problem, too, is like, maybe that decision is coming from up top. They're like, hey, well, I think someone said it in an interview too. One of our coaches was like, "Well, we're paying Christian Fulton we're paying Christian Fulton to play. Like we're not paying him to not play him." And it's like, whose fault is that? I mean, 2 years, $20 million, injured corner. He was a first round bust until he had a pretty good year with the Chargers last year. I'll give him that. But honestly, is it him having a good year with the Chargers, or is it, the coaching changed with Harbaugh? All the corners for the Chargers look really good. Like even their like 5th round and 6th round picks, I don't think there's a single bad Chargers corner that's been playing. Yeah. So you go and give this guy who's been injured his whole career, who's been touted as a bust, you give him $20 million. I'd be fine if you gave him a 1-year prove-it deal, but now you're tied to him next year too, and that's the problem. And there's too many of those kinds of signings that the Chiefs have made as of late. And I mean, one of them too was signing Butker to a huge extension after his injury, and that's tying up the most money out of any kicker right now. The reason we don't make moves at the trade deadline right now is because we just don't have the money anymore. We just don't have the money, and we don't have the flexibility to be risky like that. And everybody wants to dog on Jawan Taylor. It's a bad contract, but he's playing okay. But like, yeah, it's those penalties. Like everyone said, I see comments earlier, and they said the penalties are killing us. Penalties are killing drives. It's discipline. They're such an undisciplined team. Like,
yeah, especially when it comes to penalties that are so easy to be avoided, right? It's like lining up correctly is so easy to do, and those are the things that frustrate me the most. Like holding calls, whatever. Like those happen in every game. You hold almost every play, it's going to happen, right? But like pre-snap penalties are the most obnoxious thing in the sport, and Jawan
especially
Taylor,
when they call it illegal formation, dude. That was
illegal
crazy.
Formation, right? So
on a first down play too.
And I'm seeing comments where it's like the O-line is bad, right? That's not the case. Our O-line has been really solid this year. Mahomes has been protected. He's had time. I just don't think he's used to having this non-rushing quarterback brain. So he's making these errant throws and rushed decisions just based off of past experience. And I think as we go out through the season, I do think we're going to make the playoffs. I'm not hitting a panic button. Do we need to start winning games? Absolutely. Right? But you could say that about literally every other team. Right? So most key points, especially before we start talking really in depth about the Colts. Biggest key factors: Mahomes needs to stop feeling rushed. Allow the offensive line to do their thing. Creed Humphrey needs to stop snapping the ball so low. I don't know what's up with him this year, which I know that sounds like a really nitpicky thing because Chiefs Talk just said it in the comments, and it just reminded me about how mad I got about it. And what people need to understand is that a low snap isn't just, hey, it makes Mahomes go grab it off the ground, right? It interrupts all sorts of timings depending on handoffs, on reads, on just being able to get the ball out quicker in situations where we need to. And
his eyes are not, or his eyes are down too, because he has to make sure he's looking at the ball. Whereas you're not even looking at your snap 10 times.
I think the biggest reason that he might be rushing his snaps, and which would result in low snaps, is I think he's having to kind of pick up the slack in which Kingsley has in the run game. Because Kingsley's gotten a lot better in terms of the pass game, but his run blocking is still not great. So I think the majority of times he's trying to compensate for that lack of just run down their throat ability that Kingsley has and just forcing it a little bit. We just all need to take a step back, breathe. Yes, we're 5-5. The season is not over. We can probably drop one more and still be okay. I think there's a couple players in the playoffs right now that might collapse in the next coming weeks. We'll probably talk about that in a little bit. But
we'll talk about that right now because that's a perfect transition. That's the comment I keep seeing over and over again is who are the teams that we're going to beat out to make the playoffs? Obviously, the Texans just got a huge win against the Bills. My dream scenario, not dream, but it'd be funny. It'd be really funny, Garrett, if the Bills were the ones that got knocked out of the playoffs. That's not going to happen. We already said that that's silly. If we had beaten the Bills, it would be incredibly possible because all of a sudden those tiebreakers are switched. The Chiefs have the tiebreaker on the Bills. The Bills are even another game down, and you have a lot of teams sitting at the same record if the Chiefs just beat the Bills. Those games are starting to matter. The problem with our playoff chances that makes it really difficult is that we have lost to all the teams above us. We have lost to the Jaguars. We have lost to the Chargers. We have lost to the Broncos. And those are the teams, and we've lost to the Bills. And those are the teams that we are battling for these wild card spots. We need to beat the Texans and we need to beat the Chargers coming up. If we do not win those games,
which I think are very winnable games
they're by and large they're very winnable games. But if you do not win those two games, I think your playoff chances are over. You have to win both. You have to win both. I think the Chargers are going to collapse. Personally,
I also that's a big take for me. I think the Chargers, their upcoming schedule, right? They beat the Raiders, which is who they play this week, right? Then they play the Eagles, loss. Chiefs, hopefully a loss, which I think is very likely. Cowboys, really high flying offense, and the Chargers' offensive line is depleted like crazy. Probably a loss. Play the Texans, another great defense, loss. Then they play the Broncos to end the year, which Broncos might be resting their starters, so that's up in the air. But
that would be crazy. They're not going to do that. They're not going to give us a free win at the end of it.
But by that time, yes. I think the Chargers have a really, really rough end of their season.
Yeah, I could see it too. And because I think the Broncos will still be fighting in that Week 18 game because, one, they were probably going to be battling for that one seed with New England. New England has a really easy schedule too, so it's really going to come down to that Week 18 game of who gets that one seed. I did see someone toss it around. Would the Broncos give the Chargers the win, knowing that would knock the Chiefs out of the playoffs? If that were the situation, I don't know. I could see it, and I would be really mad if that was the case. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it could happen, but if we're in that situation, that's on us, right?
That's true.
If we are wishing for a division rival to win a game, I don't want them to win.
Man.
People that this is a completely off-topic thing, but I see people on social media rooting for their division rivals against other. I'm like, I could never. Yeah. I hate the Raiders, I hate the Chargers, and I hate the Broncos with vitriol. I wish if they play each other, I hope they both lose. I will never ever root for another team like that. Well, yeah, this guy just commented, the Chargers Raiders game that almost ended in a tie, dude. I hope they both lose. I don't care about these teams, dude. I just see people being like, oh, I'm rooting for my division rival. I don't understand it. I do not understand rooting for a division rival in any way.
No, absolutely. I mean, I was at a Texans bar actually last night for the Texans-Bills game, and in my head, I was like, we really need the Bills to win this game, theoretically, to kind of help
Like,
our
nah,
playoff
bruh.
chances. But I was like, nah, I'm in a Texas bar, and
Nah.
I do not want the Bills to win at all. Like, that would, F the Bills.
I'm a hater. I'm a hater, bruh.
I'm a
I don't
hater.
care.
Yeah.
I'm a hater. I hate the
man.
way that you walk and the way that you talk. I do not want to see the Raiders, Broncos, or Chargers win anything ever.
So here we are again at that point in the season. Now, Garrett, let's get into some transactional things before we get to the Colts game. First off, Isaiah Pacheco has been ruled out. This is like the latest I think we've ever done an episode in the week, to the point where we actually have players getting ruled out for the upcoming game. I do think this matters a lot. I think that the fact that Pacheco has been out these last 2 games and that we've lost both those games is a little telling that maybe he's been overhated. It's nice to have a change of pace back, Yes, if you give Kareem Hunt 13 carries and he does his 60 yards he gets, fine. But then you also have Pacheco getting 10 carries and doing his 50 yards, and you have a better run game than you have the last 2 weeks. Because for some reason, I guess Andy Reid might have a little check mark on his book, and it says, okay, both my running backs need at least 10 carries. But now that he only has 1, he's like, well, I only need to give him 10 carries, and then we're done, and we don't have to run it anymore. So there is less of a run game with Pacheco, and I do think that defenses were respecting it just a little bit more when Pacheco was there. Just a little bit more. That's all that you need. Just a little bit more respect, and it opens up so much more. So that's one of the big things. Kingsley goes down in the middle of the game last week, and they had to did they get the stretcher out for him for something? It was just a concussion, but that's
it was really
crazy.
weird. Really weird situation.
They have not given a ruling on if he's going to play or not, which is kind of crazy. He did practice, but he didn't practice Wednesday, and he limited on Thursday. He full practiced on Friday, so we'll see.
Which I mean, if that is the case, Mike Caliendo comes in and plays. He's honestly really hit or miss, whether he has a really great game or a really bad game. But I trust him. He knows the offense. I don't think we're going to really miss too much of a step with him in the game. It's a lot easier to hide a bad guard or a bad playing guard. I'm not saying Mike Caliendo's bad or anything, but it's really easy to hide a guard than it is to hide a tackle, is what I'm trying to say.
No, absolutely. Especially when you saw Wanya Morris come in the game for the Bills game, and we literally had to have our right guard, Trey Smith, pull to help Wanya, as well as Kareem Hunt in pass protection went to the same rusher, and we basically triple teamed Wanya's guy. And at that point, it's like, why even have a right tackle? Might as well just put another receiver out there. But I digress. That was
that just shows how bad depth is overall at the offensive line position, just in the league in general.
Yeah, you were talking about this too.
A lot of people are talking they want another expansion team. I'm like, you can't fill a lot. You can't give them a line.
No.
Imagine filling in one more NFL roster, just one more. That it's unheard of. There's not enough guys.
And I think part of the reason why it's so hard to find offensive linemen, you touched on this in previous episodes, Garrett, it's because the D linemen are the one that are getting paid. And you coach high school football, you see it all happening. It's like, if I'm a kid in high school and I'm a big guy, I'd rather go play on the D line. It's more fun, you get more glory, and you get paid higher in the league because it's easier to evaluate a defensive lineman if they're good than an offensive lineman. So they get paid the big bucks. And it's like, well, that kind of sucks. So there is less and less offensive
you have to have
linemen.
you have to have a really interesting mindset to go in and be like, I want to be the most selfless guy on the field, get blamed for everything, not appreciated for anything, and just go out there and your one job is to protect another human being, right? And we're just not finding those guys. If there's ever an expansion team, great, they're going to get blitzed like crazy. Because who's their starting tackle going to be? Wanya Morris? Those are the backups. Take away all the starters, right? Who is that offensive line going to be? It's going to be the backups of everybody.
Exactly. And I mean, even you have the Texans don't even have a good center, or the Jets, their offensive line's actually offensive line's a lot better. There's a lot of teams out there that still don't even have good offensive lines right now. So yeah.
Even look at our D tackle depth, dude. Who's their starting D tackle going to be? Jerry Tillery?
Perfect transition, Garrett, because that's what I want to talk about next. Veach, what the hell, man? Why did you not even call Colin Saunders? Colin Saunders posted on X. He said, listen, guys, I tried to talk to Veach to let me be on the Chiefs again after he got released from the Jags. Oh, well, who picked him up? The Jets immediately picked him up. Because why? Because he's a good player. And we have no depth. And here's what I say. At the very minimum, Garrett, he put him on the practice squad and he makes Chris Jones happier. And that's all I care about at this point, because is it really that much to penny pinch to give a vet minimum to a player to go on your practice squad?
I wanted Binky back, dude.
I know I wanted Binky back too. Also for a position of need. Our depth at D tackle is terrible. You could have elevated him for 3 games to see, oh, does he still got it? You know, it's a really low risk reward signing, and a low risk high reward signing, and it makes Chris Jones happy too. And what, we don't even give him a hear him out. Like, he said he tried. He's like, I tried my best, guys.
He's like,
now
I tried.
He's on the Jets. Now he's on the Jets.
And
so
I think Veach saw that interception last year, and he's like, you know what? I'm good.
I mean, can't have that guy. I don't know, man. Binky was such a culture guy too, which is another reason why I'd want him in that group. He brings the fire. He was, honestly, his best season was like those playoffs with the Chiefs, his final year. It's what got him paid in New Orleans. But like, I think we had the keys that unlocked Colin Saunders. Other teams haven't really found that success that he had then. And I just find it weird that Veach is like, nah, we're good. But that's like one of our biggest problems. Is he like, Pennell fixed it. I brought back Pennell. We fixed the problems. It's even like a perfect Veach thing. He loves to do the reunions, and we didn't even do a reunion this time. So whatever. Here's another guy that I can dream about signing that we're not going to sign. Dameon Pierce from the Texans. This was kind of weird that they cut him. I know he's been losing favor in that backfield, which is odd because his rookie year, he was actually a dog, and he had 11,000 yards from scrimmage. And, you know, it just got slowly declined over the years, and he just didn't get any starts or playing time. Really weird, like, why he's regressed. I think it's because he's kind of like Pacheco in the sense that, you know, he doesn't have as great a vision, but he's super fast, super strong, and he can break tackles, and he can make plays.
At this point, even just bring him in for scout work, bro. Like, just tell us, like, hey, how does the Texans offense tick? You know, like, the dude's been there
that's
for
a good point.
Enough where he knows, like, we're going to be playing the Texans soon, so it's like, bring the brother in. Maybe he can help us in on some run plays, and maybe he can tell us how to beat the Texans. So,
yeah, like how the freaking Bills brought in Mecole Hardman, and then he got immediately put on IR after
he fumbled the.
But he did have a kick return. He had a big return,
and then a fumble,
and then
which honestly fumbles way more important. Then got injured. So we love Mecole Hardman on the show, though. We love Mecole.
Yes, I do not regret the DK Metcalf over Mecole Hardman pick, because if you look at DK Metcalf now, he's kind of washed already anyway. So, and Mecole Hardman won many a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. So you can't be mad at that pick, Garrett. That pick is crucial to the storytelling of the Chiefs.
Literally won us the Super Bowl.
But we could talk about that story all day long. What's the story of this season? The story of this season is the Colts are next week, and we got to beat them. So how are we going to do that, Garrett? How are we going to beat the Colts next week? Because Jonathan Taylor's definitely got to get 100 rushing yards. We know that. And James Cook had 100 rushing yards against us, and they won the game. Now, I think actually, Garrett, the Bills finally lost their first game with James Cook having 100 rushing yards this season, and that was yesterday. But
yep.
All right, continue.
Here's my thing. I think a lot of people are going to look at this game, and they're going to look at the two teams playing each other, and be like, Jonathan Taylor's about to have another, crazy 200-yard game. I disagree. I think this is going to be the Tyler Warren show for the Colts on offense, because I saw this really funny post, and it's like, dude, imagine if Travis Kelce could play against Nick Bolton, right? So I think Tyler Warren is going to be absolutely the star of the show for the Indianapolis Colts coming this game. Crazy bold prediction. I don't think Jonathan Taylor breaks 100 this game.
That would be a crazy bold prediction.
I think we focus so hard on stopping their run game that they're going to force Danny Dimes to throw on us, and I think he's going to be able to, because who are we going to have covering Tyler Warren? Nobody.
Yeah. Tight ends have killed us this entire season, honestly. The Bills really were the ones to expose us on that front, especially, dude, Kincaid and Knox just destroyed us. And now Kincaid's injured, sure, but I mean, you got probably the second best tight end in the NFL right now in Tyler Warren. I mean, only under Trey McBride. I'd still put Kelce at 3 right now.
Yeah, especially right now. I mean, Kelce's number 2 in receiving yards for a tight end, and he has 30 less targets than Tyler Warren.
and probably way less targets than Trey McBride because now that Jacoby Brissett is on the Cardinals, Trey McBride has gotten like 20 targets.
Trey McBride is a dog, though. Let's be honest. He's a dog.
He is a dog, but dude, holy cow. You saw that Jacoby Brissett broke the receptions record or
the completions record. Insane. If you'd have told me literally any quarterback in the league was breaking a completions record today, I would have never said Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, no, last person I'd guess. I love what the Cardinals are doing. They know that they're gonna lose like games a lot, and they're like, you know what?
Just try everything.
Let's just throw the ball.
Let's throw the ball 60 times.
It's insane. Maybe we should do that. I don't know. I mean, well, no,
we've already tried.
Yeah, for real.
We've been trying that and losing. So
the reason I do think Jonathan Taylor is going to get at least close to 100, Garrett, is due to the fact that I don't think the Colts will abandon the run game. When we play the Ravens, for some reason, they want to abandon the run game, and when we play a lot of teams, they just want to abandon the run game. I don't think the Colts will abandon their run game. I mean, you saw how heavily they leaned on Jonathan Taylor through the end of some of those really rigorous battles, especially the Rams game, even the Falcons game that they had to, you know, they had to try to win that one. Actually, they were in overtime in that Falcons game, but they leaned on Jonathan Taylor because they don't abandon the run. So maybe he gets 20 carries and we stop him for 80. That would be amazing. That would be incredible. But I think they're just going to keep running with him, and he's going to break a big run. But I agree, Garrett. Tyler Warren's definitely going to be their leading receiver. I low-key think I think Pittman's getting shut down. I think Downs is getting shut down. Alec Pierce, just in the nature of how these things work, I think Alec Pierce is going to have like 2 catches for 70 yards. But
with our luck, Mo Alley Cox is just going to have a career game and just go crazy.
Is he still on the Colts? I mean,
he is.
Hey, Mo Alley Cox career game. Call it right now. I think they have Granson too. They have some good tight ends, actually. I could actually, Garrett, I'm going to be honest. I think 3 different tight ends for the Colts are going to catch the football against us because that's just teams like to use their backup tight ends against us. All this to say, I'm a little worried about this game because
I think that's an understatement. Honestly, I think a lot of people look at this game and it's like, yeah, you have the 2 camps, right? It's like people that are confident about this and then people that think we're going to get blown out, right? I just think this is going to be a lot closer of a contest. I think it's just going to be another 1-score game, which historically this season we have not been, great in terms of that. But it's weird because I see all the metrics for the game, like the Colts being the number 1 offense in terms of play action and our defense being the second worst against play action. And I see that, and I'm thinking, wow, we're really about to get 40 bombed. But at the same time, I'm like, is this the moment in which the team turns it around? After we got beat by a division rival that historically over the last 5 years, we've just been putting BTA, right? We get beat in Denver. Mahomes is seen in the locker room, towel over the head, no one around him, just sulking, right? Is this the game where we finally turn it around? And as a Chiefs fan and as a football fan, I think that storyline is what I'm feeling in my bones the most. I think this is our turnaround game. Now, I am going out to watch the game with a buddy from work who is a Colts fan, so that should be a fun experience. Yeah. I think we stop Jonathan Taylor. I think Tyler Warren's going to be their main offensive output, and I think we can put a game together.
The only thing is, Garrett, you remember our history with the Colts too? Like those playoff games where we blew that huge lead. This was before Mahomes, but then when you have Mahomes, the Colts beat us in that famous Byron Pringle game. The Colts just have always had our number. I think Mahomes actually has his worst record against the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. But all that aside, this is a must-win game. I hope to see the playoff type play calling going forward. I think that there is no reason to hide the playbook anymore. It's either you win or go home. Realistically, you need to win out to make the playoffs. If you lose 1 game, you're probably still in the playoffs. If you lose 2 games, you're probably out of the playoffs. If you lose 1 game to the wrong team, you're out of the playoffs. So I think from here on out, it's got to be every game's a playoff game. And that could be fun. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how the gauntlet ends up being. But You know,
It's a stressful situation, man. It's like this is the first time in the Mahomes era that we've really been just on the back burner, right? Like we
yeah.
are slowly having to crawl ourselves back into a position that we're normally in, and it's interesting seeing it from this side, right? So
This
defensively, I don't think the Colts have anything crazy. Obviously, they got
I don't
Sauce
know,
Gardner.
man.
He's still playing pretty well. I like Quiddy Pay. Jermaine Pratt's been playing well.
I like their other corner in the slot, Kenny Moore. I like him a lot. And they have Charvarius Ward, bro. They got good corners.
Is
They
this
got
going to be
Charvarius
is this
Ward.
going to be a Tyler Warren versus Travis Kelsey game? I think that could be an interesting storyline to see play out. Is which tight end is going to lead their team offensively to victory? Because I think this could also be another big Kelsey game.
Yeah, I could agree.
I think the places to attack them are definitely the intermediary and short. Just because I don't think we're going to be able to attack them too crazy deep. I mean, they got Cam Bynum back there. He's all right.
I like Bynum, dude. He's been having a great season. He's been dancing around. He's also a really good guy. That was Garrett. That was the guy. Remember that we saw a guy in a Vikings Bynum jersey at the draft in Kansas City? That was the guy who he knew and he had a signed Cam Bynum jersey. So apparently Cam Bynum, good guy all around. He signs jerseys for the fans. He said he's going to sign jerseys for any Colts fan who sends him a jersey. So,
Yeah, when it comes down to the game, I mean, I think it might actually turn into be a big shootout. I don't think defensively there's going to be a bunch of stops from either team. I really don't think Jonathan Taylor's going to have 100 yards on us, dude. I think that's my big hot take for this game. I think we keep him under 100. I think Tyler Warren's the one who goes off.
yeah. Well, tight ends go off against us all the time. Garrett, I want to see Worthy get back into the 70-yard category. I want to
Well,
see
yeah, I
Worthy
mean, if
have a good
Mahomes can
game.
hit him on a deep ball where he's wide open 3 times in a row, I think he could do that. But it's all up to, can we settle back, focus in on the game, let Mahomes work, just make sure he's not rushing through his reads, and just deliver a good ball.
I'm really going to be looking at the snap counts of, first off, Jaden Hicks, second off, Noel Williams, and third off, Tyquan Thornton. I really want to see if those guys are going to contribute more in this game, if we're going to make adjustments on who the personnel are. Because I do think that the roster is more talented than last year, but I do think our personnel groupings have gotten interesting. And earlier in the podcast, I didn't get to talk about it because it was so long ago, but Chiefs Talk did comment and say, hey, Spag said he had a ton of packages schemed up for Noel Williams to play in, but he couldn't use them because the Broncos may have run a lot of hurry up. I mean, you saw the Bills do that too. They just ran hurry up to keep our
But which
best
is
personnel
crazy is
off
they
the
didn't run a
field.
lot of hurry up, and it's like he can say that all he wants. He's like, "Oh, well, I had packages for him." So
just
why
couldn't
is
use them.
why is one of our best cover corners in packages that we're not using?
Yeah.
Why is that the case?
And I think it was more so evident in the Bills game when they just ran it. Well, they might also do no subs, Garrett. It's not necessarily it's not necessarily hurry up offense, but the Bills also did no subs. So you don't have James Cook coming into the game in a goal line set because they don't want the Chiefs to sub out their players and get their goal line defense in. Yep. And they run 2 tight ends the whole time anyway. And I think the Broncos do the same thing too. So we'll see. The Colts definitely run it too. It's just matchup wise, Garrett. The Broncos and the Colts match up really well against us on paper, and the Texans do too. Those 3 teams are the Chiefs' counter in terms of how they're built. Really strong defenses, really patient offenses. So, really patient offenses that like to run the ball.
I think of the 3 most important games we're going to be playing soon is Colts, Texans, and Chargers.
And Broncos.
I think
start winning divisional games.
I think of all the. I think of
ahead.
those 3 though. I think of those 3. I think this is the one we could drop. We have to win the others.
You're right.
100%.
We do. This is the one that ultimately matters the least on the AFC side. I would argue losing to the Cowboys probably matters the least as well, but that's also a free game, so please win it. It's actually not a free game anymore.
Their offense is crazy.
Well, not even their offense is crazy. They got 5 defensive starters back, and all of a sudden they look great. Malik Hooker comes back. Siobhan Revel, their draft pick, makes his debut. They get Logan Wilson from the trade, and he actually looked really good on the Cowboys. And then you have freaking Quinnen Williams has a sack and a half. And then DeMarion Overshone comes back from injury, and all of a sudden the Cowboys are a different team. Although every team looks like a different team when they play the Raiders, and that's what happened. So let's look at the upcoming schedule. Um, this is the final season. There we go. I fixed the graphic on the YouTube side. For you Instagram people, you saw nothing. It just is a graphic on your TV. You got Dallas on Thanksgiving, which is fine. But then you got the quick turnaround with the Texans. And then you have the Chargers game. And then you kind of get an easy break with the Titans. And then Broncos. And then luckily Vegas to close out the season. All of those games, you're right. The Texans, Chargers, like back to back is just going to be like the most important stretch.
That's going to be the most important stretch right there. Which
you have to
obviously we need to win the others as well, right? Like we got to beat Dallas, we have to beat Tennessee, we got to beat the Raiders. But those two specific games back to back, that's going to be the season right there.
You know, this is why I love my graphic right now. You know what I've just noticed, Garrett? Now that I have it up in front of me, the most important games are all home games. We have our hardest games at home. We play the Colts at home, we play the Texans at home, we play the Chargers at home, we play the Broncos at home. I honestly am a little bit more optimistic about our chances here.
Which is fair, but at the same time, it's like we should have probably beaten Detroit at home. We should have beaten, Baltimore. Oh, well, we did, but I mean Philly. We should have beat Philly at home too, right? So it's like we still need to perform, and that's been the biggest issue throughout the season. It's like we have the guys, we have the ability to make plays. It's just that when we're on the other side of one or two plays that make or break a game, we're on the breaking side right now, and we need to change that this Sunday.
Yeah. Wow, Garrett. Yeah, looking back at the schedule, we did just the only away game we won was against the Giants. So, hey, all right. I mean, maybe the key is to be at home again, and we can start winning these games. But all it is to say, Garrett, is I think it's going to be a good game, and that's all that matters. And I think that
score predictions. What do you think?
It's going to be higher scoring, I think. The Chiefs' offense has got to figure it out, because if they don't start figuring it out now, it's not going to matter. Play calling is going to be different. I think it's going to be in the 30s. I think 31-28. Let's say that. I like that as my score prediction for this game. I do think the Chiefs are going to win, and I'm going to predict them to win from here on out, because if they don't, then they're not making the playoffs. So let's go.
I'm going to go 35-34.
Okay, wow. Oof. Give us a little.
I'm not giving us any breathing room. This is going to be a close one regardless. Either if it's low scoring or high scoring, I don't see this game getting out of hand. But I just don't see us getting a crazy stop right now. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I just want to point out, thanks Corn Doggy for the solid graphic.
Real humble of you, brother. Real humble. Hey, I know you saw that one. You're like, oh, solid graphic.
He's been watching this whole episode, and shout out. We kind of low key have been talking. He's a Seahawks fan. We've been talking. Like maybe he comes on the podcast. That'd be kind of funny. He does stream, and he has like a little animated like corn doggy guy, and I think that'd be kind of hype to have that be an interview. But we'll see.
Seahawks are playing really well right now too.
Dude, I think they might be the best team. Now, granted, Darnold had the best team in the NFC. Granted, Darnold had the game against the Rams where he had 4 interceptions, but I don't think all those were his fault. And they almost won the game, and they could have honestly won the game if they just, got a little closer in a field goal range. So, all this to say, I predict Chiefs, Seahawks, Super Bowl right now. Right, Garrett?
God. Man, that'd be a scary one.
But, no, the NFC is definitely better than the AFC this year, dude. I'm still not scared of any of these AFC teams. Like, all these AFC teams are just so mid. It's just like we're also like just not playing well. So, I think the NFC is probably going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm a reasonable Chiefs fan here. I think it will be awesome if we win the Super Bowl, but that is just not the reality, I would say. I mean, if we get to the playoffs, we're definitely the team you don't want to play. I'll tell you that much. Like, I think if we get to the playoffs, we're the best team in the AFC, but then you have to beat the NFC.
Got to get there. We've dug ourselves a very large trench, and we got to fill it back up week by week. So
absolutely,
we just got to keep grinding them out and keep getting dubs.
1 week at a time, and hopefully this weekend we get a dub against the Colts, because that'll just start trending things in the right direction. Because we can't have a losing record again, Garrett. I won't allow it. And if we lose to the Colts, we'll have a losing record. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. We haven't done a live show, I think, this entire season. That's mostly due to the fact that we've had a lot of moving parts. I now work a lot more full time in sports production, and I just got back from Tulsa, Oklahoma, doing college wrestling, and just finished doing a bunch of
riveting. I'm sure
riveting. It was riveting. It was. I still don't know how it scored, but that wasn't my job to figure that out. So thankfully, I just did the graphics, but. I digress. I mean, it's been a crazy season. We finally decided, hey, we can go live on this Friday. We're both available. Garett's coaching season is done. Garett also had probably one of the craziest coaching seasons he's probably ever had at Blue Valley North. There was a lot of crazy stuff that he could get into that we don't. If you want to touch on it, you can.
Nah, we're good.
Yeah,
keep it going, brother.
So, exactly, we've just been so busy, and this is still a hobby for us. We get like a little something sometimes. And actually. If you want to help us out, Garett, how can they help us out?
You can help us out by going to Underdog Fantasy, our sponsor, and using code CHOP or Talkin Chop or Talking Chop. But we'd obviously prefer you spell it right. Respect the pod. Just like they say in New York, respect the schmear. Use code CHOP for $100 free play when you play $5. I am chronically online. I'm the only one who got that joke. But use code CHOP. Really helps out the show. And thank you again to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring.
Well, sorry, Garett, but you said chronically online. I'd never deleted this. I never deleted this from our from our graphics list. For the Spotify listeners, I'm not going to explain what was just on the screen. You guys just have to go to the YouTube and figure it out because, exactly. Always respect the
schmear. That's what I'm saying.
Always
respect it.
The YouTube comments, I guess, show up on the YouTube version. We're doing two different streams, guys. There's a Instagram
we have Instagram as well,
and it's like phone style, and then there's YouTube. We should also stream to TikTok. I don't even post anymore on TikTok. We don't make the reels anymore, so there's some inside information, guys. Like maybe we'll be streamers like Cam Scatabo, Garett, and we open up a Twitch account. But yeah.
I mean, hey, it was a good episode, brother. It's good to be back. We're gonna try and keep it more consistent. Just had some stuff pull up, and it's always good to talk chop, baby.
It's always good to talk chop. Have a great night, guys. Enjoy your Friday. Don't get hammered too much. We got a game Sunday. See you guys.